Welcome back to Warcraft and welcome back to W League Europe semifinal number 2. Russia versus Germany. HawK versus Spiral. And if you look at these two guys, we had an upper bracket and a lower bracket. You would think it's obviously HawK coming from the winner's bracket, right? Spiral turning it up so much here in W League. The big surprise in the final four. 3-2 against Thorzane in the first round, then 3-2 against Sonic as well. He's undefeated. His map score is not as crisp as it was for Happy, with 6-4 here compared to Happy's 6-0. But he's a force to be reckoned with. The Lightning God has arrived, and it would be crazy to see him in the grand final. The underdog story, it's definitely with Spiral here.
Yeah, the European... Am I unmuted? Yes. The European top Warcraft scene has been talking about Spiral for quite a while. He's been laddering a lot on Northrend and on NetEase, but we haven't seen him too much in tournaments just yet. Obviously, we saw him in the previous games in W League, but he's not that well known just yet to, I imagine, many of our viewers out there. But he has been looking so good recently. Has been called by actually a lot of people the best orc in Europe right now, which has been Cash's exclusive title for years and years and years. Spiral is a player who really came into his own with the new patch, fully embracing the Farseer, embracing the new style of orc, embracing the new versatility that orc has to offer nowadays.
They have met each other only once in recent history, and that was a best of one in the Cascade Cup. That was a win for HawK, but that's also 7 months ago. That doesn't really count. So we start on neutral ground pretty much. Of course, they know each other from a ladder, most likely, and maybe some other competition like W3IL. But this is so exciting, man. I have no idea. Everything can happen here. It could be a 3-0. It could be a super close 3-2. I am beyond excited to see a new face in the European elite, and that is Spiral. Well, speaking of a face, he doesn't really have a face. The Enigma from Germany, 26 years old against HawK, who is, of course, an established name in Europe for such a long time. He's been there. WCG, 4th place. There was an insane performance by HawK there in the group stage. Name-wise, he's the big favorite, but is he focusing 100% on Warcraft at the moment after the MTW fiasco? We're not too sure. We have the map picks and bans, and it's pretty much the same as we had between Happy and Thorzane. It's Spiral taking out Terrana's stand to get rid of that fast expansion. HawK doesn't want to play on Twisted Meadows, and Spiral's pick coming from the winner bracket is Amazonia. So we're starting where we were left off at semifinal number 1. Let's go and conclude the semis and determine Happy's opponent.
So, is it going to be the Farseer first, or are we going to get surprised with the Blade Master, perhaps? No, we will not. It's the Farseer to begin with. It's not like Spiral cannot play Blade Master. It's not like he does not play Blade Master. Against Night Elf, he still does mostly play Blade, but against Human especially, it's normally Farseer all the way. And also against Undead, which we may see later, depending on how this goes.
True that. Ocean is, of course, cheering for his player. We have seen an Oceanus player at WCG. We have now a successful Oceanus player here at W League. This clan is a treasure for the Western scene, that's for sure. Shout out to Canada to help out these amazing players from the Western European scene so much. HawK with a scout tower pretty early on, respecting Spiral's early aggression with the Farseer, so he knows what's coming and he's preparing for it.
Upgrading it right away as well. Treeing the Lightning Shield on purpose. On the AM here, it looked like that anyways. And going for a safe creep to begin with. Oh, Spiral, he wanted to go for the Lightning Shield creep as well, but the footy was able to prevent it, apparently. And Spiral gets no experience. He's going to be going harassing now, but that is a little bit later than it could be. This is a nice little start for HawK into this game. He's going to get his level 2 as well. But he is going to have a bit of a tech deficit, I thought. But Spiral's actually 2-bar attacking, so he's pretty late as well.
Okay, so even more aggression with Grunts. Out come the Wolves. Can they threaten HawK? With 2 Water Elementals up, the duration seems good, but this is experience. Oh no, it was a deny on that Water Elemental. HawK with a great start, preventing everything from Spiral's XP bar so far. He's running into a wall.
Yeah, ideally with this Farseer play, you want to prevent level 2 on the AM. We see that a lot on maps like Northern Isles. But here, it's not really possible. Trying to delay the tech, perhaps. Wolves going into the back now. Getting some peasant kills here would be nice, especially with attack having been started. But the Arcane is there. Very aggressive Arcane. This could be much more passive to make dealing with wolves in the back easier. But HawK, yeah, putting it more confidently, more aggressively. And it's just looking solid here. Farseer is already damaged. Grunt is already damaged. Oh, Spiral gets a nice surround on one footman. Oh, no, he doesn't. Footy looped up, gets out of there. But the tech is coming in. But it's not even that far ahead for the Orc.
Yeah, that should prevent any opportunity for Wyvern. So I think he's going into Shaman right away. That might also be the reason for the 2 burrow attack, to have more grunts in early to support the Shaman build.
Yeah, I think so too. Grunt Shaman is normally his go-to. Spiral does sometimes play walkers as well, but it's mostly against expansion, as far as I recall. Question is, HawK, is he gonna be going pure caster or rifles? It seems like rifles are kind of outdated nowadays, again, in this matchup, as the TC and especially the TC is so strong against them. Not so strong against mass casters. Farseer now very damaged, basically can't do anything anymore. HawK's creeping wasn't too fast, but a really solid defensive play. Barely any damage being taken by the human here early on.
Yeah, the Iron Curtain is up. HawK was so well prepared for this, losing one single peasant to the Wolfies, but the tower should prevent more kills, is in good range, and yeah, HawK defends this as well. So, tier 2 finishes up for Spiral. Shop is ready for heal selves and the clarity. Archmage seems very confident here though, going for the kobolds, level 2.5. Can the Grunt steal something now? No.
Grunt was surrounded for just a second there, but makes it out again. Nice thing with this Shaman play is even if the AM does get level 3 quickly with the strong elementals, you have like the best counter against them. Farseer gets the last hit steal, might get one footy as well.
Can he get in range? Oh yeah, gets one more, saves the Grunt to the back. Was it just a little bit of time that Spiral needed to get into this game? Speed scroll block, nice, but only more damage, not more kills thus far. Water Elemental saves himself into the creeps as well. That could be a thing coming into play here. Spiral's experience in general in high-level competition is a lot less than HawK. He's been in China multiple times, HawK was. Not too successful at WGL, but whenever it was not WGL, he was really good. Dating back to WEC 2014, where he claimed the bronze medal, and of course we all witnessed his run at WCG as well. And Spiral, yeah, EPS relegation. That's about it for him for now. Double Sanctum, Mountain King.
We have the Shaman and the Beast Fury. We've been seeing a lot of few Windrider play, like 1-2 Windriders recently in this matchup. Wonder if we're going to be seeing that again. Wouldn't mind it at all. Water Elementals are of course strong against Windriders, but you have the Shaman against those Elementals. That's the idea. Big last hit for HawK. Oh, he doesn't get it! That's level 3 denied, and a level 2 swing for the Farseer. God damn, Spiral's been playing some Dota. Hopefully not too much. He's looking really good with these steals.
TC is level 2 already, so we don't even have the discussion if Aura 1 or Stomp 1 comes into play, but we have a nice counter with the Mountain King as well. Stormbolt. But where's the follow-up damage? The footmen are all hurt. He counter-surrounds immediately to not be threatened into a town portal, and there's 2 hurt footmen. This could be easy fodder for Spiral. Gets in range, misses the stun on the hurt ones though, but the creeps are taken him out, and here comes the Lightning God going for a purge on this Mountain King, and a Stomp as well for the follow-up damage. Spiral gets the kill!
Oh, nice. He exactly sees how much damage he's gonna have, knows he's gonna get it with the aggressive speed scroll. Going for aggressive speed scroll is always dangerous. You don't have a defensive one to get out against slow, but if you get the hero kill like that, that should certainly be worth it.
A player's forces are under
There's still
attack.
one purge available against that water elemental. HawK, though, still wants to claim the kobold, but It won't be experience for the MK. MK is a very strong hero, as we all know, but he needs the levels. And the more you kill him off, the more you prevent that.
Absolutely. The second heroes are on both sides, the carries. And for that, this hero kill means the world to Spiral. Great inventory for the Archmage here, but he seemingly bought enough time for this Expo. The first Wyvern is coming in to help creeping. TC close to level 3. Archmage is coming from the north, but not in time. Scroll of the Beast doesn't do too much for the ground army, but for the Wyvern, it's glorious. Purchase, and that's level 3.
But no scroll speed, that's always the weird feeling. Everything is hurt as well. Spiral, despite his supply lead here, can't really look for the engagement. He's gonna lose one Shaman, but Shaman are cheap to replace. And healing up now. And most importantly, he has the level 3 TC. It's a really big power spike. Pop a scroll of speed, run into the back, hit the big stomp, plus a lightning shield, plus wind riders. This is a pretty scary army that the Orc has here.
And potentially a big creep jack as well. HawK is forced into a town portal. He needs to take these risks to get the levels for the Mountain King. He gets the big one. Lionheart of Stormwind. Amazing item for him. But the Wyvern arrived. The Water Elemental are really hurt. And the Purges take them out. How many castles can he get? Good Storm. Chain Lightning to follow it up. The Farseer is already low. Level 3 for him. Has a TP. He might be forced into it soon. Stormbolt is not ready. No mana. And the Orc is doing some great damage to the backline. But at what cost?
Will have to be the TP out here. I'm really surprised Spiral didn't pop the scroll of speed to get in. Yeah. Kept it passively here, conservatively, to get out like that. Farseer was definitely diving too deep. Spiral was, of course, A-clicking to focus out the Sorks. Those are the most valuable targets. But the Farseer shouldn't have been in that group, so slight mistake there. But he's going in again. His TC is still strong, I guess, with the mana potion. But there's no TP, no speed scroll anymore. This is kind of scary.
Takes out the Water Elemental immediately, and control magic on HawK's side for now, and he's stormbolting the Farseer. No TP on him, and he gets the kill. HawK with great micro, saving a lot of the casters. TC is on his own, has a lot of mana. Can he transform this mana into kills?
A player's forces are under
Slow starting to kick in now, but there's not enough sorceresses to really slow everything, and we're gonna have a kill on the Berserker as well. Spiral is still absolutely in this game. He lost the hero, yes, but the Farseer is the least important hero here, the later this game goes.
It was absolutely the non-carry hero. Yes, Chain Lightning is nice AoE, especially against casters, but his wolves don't do anything anymore as they will be controlled by the breakers. And the solo experience went on to the TC. He still held on to the potion and still held on to the scroll. Investment by HawK, 45 supply, has now a blacksmith, goes into rifles.
Okay, wants to have an answer here against
a player's forces are
those
under
Wind Riders,
attack.
I guess. Water Elementals just seemingly not good enough.
Purged immediately. Spiral sees them and takes them out, but that costs a lot of mana, and he doesn't have infinite Shaman. He lost a couple of them. Mana regen is okay since a couple of patches. Solo experience to the Mountain King now, by the way. Wand of Mana stealing, great against the TC, who always has to get into the front row to use his stomps efficiently. And if you get in range of the Mountain King, you get your mana burn. Results in one less stomp.
It was a massive creep for Spiral. He gets the level 4 on the TC, which is really nice. The bigger the armies become, and he gets in-roll and double scroll of healing.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, absolutely needed that.
Expansion attempt at 50%. HawK not counter-expanding at all. Maybe getting ready for the 70 supply push, but the two forces are clashing once again.
Spiral not too eager here to look for a fight. Again, he doesn't have a speed scroll. Farseer gets one from the shop. He is level 3. Mana potion and clarity on him right away. Giving over the mana pot to the TC. No, he has 2 mana pots actually. Lightning shield dispelled quickly. TC looking for the big stomp. That was a good one, but not an amazing one. Second heroes battling against each other. The strength heroes. Who's in more trouble? TC has that in-roll soon. The MK in trouble. Chain Lightning executes him. MK hits the deck. Speed scroll. Now it's time to chase. HawK has to TP out, losing one more breaker, and that is a fight definitely going towards the Orc, and time for the expansion.
And the experience on the TC, he is rising up to level 4.5 while the MK is still on 3. That's gigantic. And again, I feel some players do not see the damage of Chain Lightning. They underestimate it. Again, a kill with the Chain Lightning. We've seen this so often in the recent past. And now without the Stormbolt, yeah, he has to get the Mountain King back from the Tavern. Cancels it at the altar. More costs for the Russian.
Sanctum here outside the main is definitely going to be taken out. Is there pillage? There's not, but still, Sanctum's going to be gone. TC is waiting in the front line with the Lightning Shield already upon him. It is expiring now. Slow is coming in, but Mana Potion coming in. AM in trouble. He doesn't have the TP anymore. Aggressive purges. If Spiral gets this hero kill, this should be the game for him, but HawK can save him towards the back.
Ooh, there was a lot of damage invested. Militia now as well. How many can he kill for more experience? The TC not getting much closer to level 5. Good saves by HawK. Still at 50 supply, but all of that, both fights, cost a lot of resources for HawK, who can't get up to the dangerous 70 supply, and expansion for the German is up.
But at the moment, it hasn't really paid off too much just yet, so the numbers for Spiral aren't out of control. He needs more heal scrolls, he needs more invulns, so this is still a lot of expenses that Spiral has to go for. TC gets the Invis Potion. I love that. I absolutely love that. That's a 200 IQ play. He's looking for these big storms over and over. So hard to go for, though, because of the MK waiting with a Stormbolt. But now he's Invis. But guess what? MK has a Sentry. Oh my god.
Oh.
If he plants this Sentry, man.
He could be completely caught off guard. It was already a little ambitious. Lightning Shield. Okay, now he knows he's in the middle of everything. Epicenter follows it up. The Lightning God in full effect. The spell against Water Elementals and the Lightning Shield. Can he somehow keep this TC alive, though? There's no invul on him this time, and the Mountain King has 2 Stormbolts to throw. Here's the first one. Is this the end for the TC already? Seems like it. Yep, and that's level 4 for the Mountain King as well. Can he deal with it without the damage and the disable of the TC? Doesn't seem like it. The Farseer out of position as well. Rises up to level 4. Doesn't save him this time. StarCraft for Spiral. No. GG. 1-0 for HawK.
Man, that Invis Potion looked so good. That Sentry didn't really much for him. Actually, TC did get the Invis kind of off, but no invul on the TC there. Was he too broke for the invul? Maybe, but when you have an expansion, you just have to wait 7 seconds at the shop if you don't have the gold. He needed that invul so bad. Don't know if he wins that fight. The numbers were a little bit low. Maybe that was an overextension into the base. He lost some grunts and shamans and stuff. But it was a very close one.
Maybe build a tower as well. It's hard to say. I mean, can be killed rather easily as well. I don't know if he had the time. I don't know if he had the resources at that very point. Would have helped a ton, of course, but it all comes down to timings and resources. But Spiral is definitely on par with HawK here. But that was also Spiral's first map pick. Forget about
one
that.
One thing Spiral should really try to pay attention to more is his Farseer positioning. When he goes in aggressively looking for those kills, he needs to make sure the Farseer doesn't completely overexpose himself, especially if he doesn't have a TP. But okay, this was promising. This is certainly a match on eye level. And now moving into map 2. HawK with the lead, choosing Northern Isles, which I find tremendously surprising.
It's Spiral's pick.
Ah, yeah, of course, lol.
Loser's choice here in the W League. So yeah, that is a rather normal first pick for ORC. We've seen the TC play here with great success.
Yeah,
this is kind of where it kind of was invented, I think.
Yeah, early game especially, it's so good for the Farseer. You can oftentimes even prevent level 2 AM, and that's the most you can hope for. If the human does not go for a risk, that risk would be Magi creep first. This can be really tough to just find level 2, to just find that aura, and of course you need that aura, you want that aura as quick as possible. And yeah, this was where Farseer play really first became a staple by Focus, I think, many months ago. Of course, nowadays, Farseer play is dominating the matchup. We still see Blade Master sometimes, but he's playing the second fiddle nowadays, which is so unusual compared to previous days.
Yeah. So Farseer again, no surprise on HawK side, no Mountain King or whatever, just the Archmage. It's the same matchup we've had before. So it comes down to the little nuances, to creeping. And again, was the expansion a little too ambitious?
I don't think so. I think this strat is supposed to be played with expansion. You get TC with level 2 and speed scrolls and stuff and shaman. That is what makes you so strong on tier 2 before the human really gets to his power spike. Human wants to get MK high levels, so does the TC, but the TC doesn't need them that badly. Human wants to get to 50 supply, maybe even more, get the breakers numbers up, yada yada yada. I think the early tier 2 expansion is the best play to go for nowadays for ORC. That being said, AZ is kind of a hard map for that. You're always close to the opponent with the expansion position. This map here, Northern, is certainly much better of an expansion map.
And another question. Will we see? Okay, question answered. Will we see the 2-burrow tech again? No. It's super fast this time. No shop and 1 burrow. One of the fastest techs in the game. Not the fastest one, like who plays it? But definitely a change compared to Amazonia. Archmage creeps up. Lightning shield. The Purge hurt the Water Elemental already. HawK could deny that. But yeah. Spiral right in his face again.
HawK is playing it safe, going for the quick Arcane Tower once again. This will be delaying his tech slightly, but it's going to make dealing with the wolves much easier. And this is the strength of the early game Farseer here on this map. AM just can't get level 2. If AM goes out to the green camp, maybe he can. But I love this play by Spiral. The wolves distract in the main. AM is forced to defend over there. And now Spiral is taking out the little green camp to take the entire possibility away. Although that was pretty close for level 2 AM. If the AM gets the Huntsman here, that's not even level 2 for him. This early game is already looking really nice for Spiral.
Yeah, and the cloak helps him a lot to just be safe for more right clicks that HawK did a lot in game 1. Oh, and snare now. The grunt would help a lot for level 2. Surround is close. That's a big opportunity for HawK now.
It's a big deny.
Oh,
doesn't get it.
Doesn't get it.
That means Spiral really wants to get the Huntsman. Ah, that pain. That hurts a lot. That hurts so much. Wolves get the last hit though, so he kind of makes up for it. Spiral forgetting about the RNG of the end snare, kind of, and puts his grunt in a dangerous position. Getting punished. Losing 1 grunt early is certainly painful, but the AM is still only level 1. So
he shouldn't lose the town portal. HawK threatens the surround, can't get in front, and now wakes up the Murloc, so maybe they help him here as they never ensnare heroes. Archmage is pretty low, man. 50%. No shop, as you want to build them as late as possible. But he's forced into it now. Tier 2 is finished.
Still looking for the surround. Another grunt kill would absolutely be tremendous. And yeah, this is typical NI. AM is just like, God damn, could you leave me alone? I just want level 2. But Spiral is doing the right thing. Not giving it for free to HawK at all.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, yeah, this is the level 2 finally. That's below 5 minutes. I think for this map, it's still very, very fine.
It's okay, yeah. But did take still quite a while. TC is coming out now. Lodges on the way as well. TC natural creep into level 2, into expansion is something we see here a lot. But with 1 grunt lost in the early game, maybe that's not doable anymore. Oh, and almost the next grunt surround. Great block and surround attempts here by HawK with the Water Elemental. Almost got the next one.
That's pretty scary. He couldn't do too much in this early game, I feel. The grunt loss, of course, hurts. But Archmage is still at 50%. Ensnare's flying in now. Can he get some crazy last hits like he did on AZ? Ooh, can't really get it, no.
He tried to get the little one, but the other one was standing right on top of him, so sometimes it's hard to just click them.
Oh, another surround, but messes up the positioning a little bit. But with that damage he took from the footman, he must retreat, must go for some heal selves, and is out of that harass for now. TC is out. Again, aura first, get some claws, get some experience, but he needs to be left alone as well for level 2. HawK scouts with an illusion if there's an expansion coming.
Yeah, nice scout. Is Spiral gonna realize instantly that this is an illusion? Yes, he does. So he knows. Okay, if the illusion is here, it's very, very, very likely that the army is elsewhere, so he can still safely creep this. HawK is creeping the Magi before the MK. It's a lot of experience not going to the second hero. But he's coming in for the Tuskars at least, I guess. Item is big invul. That's tremendous for Mountain King especially. And yeah, he's intentionally solo creeping this for the AM, which of course is nice for the level 2 elementals. But we are going to have Shaman against that again.
Yeah, the water elementals are definitely on a timer. Not too sure how I like this. Spiral definitely prioritizing the TC, finds a nice talisman of evasion, make him more tanky, but the expo is a lot earlier and HawK is so ready to push.
Yeah, he's gonna cancel this. But early cancels don't hurt as much as late cancels do. It doesn't throw the timing off by too much. You need to make sure you cancel it quickly though, otherwise you lose a lot of resources. He does cancel it quickly, gets a lot of resources back. And yes, expansion is cancelled, but it's also a lot of time that the MK is not creeping. This is also something we have to remember. HawK now is close to the Orc base, might want to push that now. That looks like a good play. That could be doing good damage, but again, it's no experience for the MK.
The TC is such a tank. Ruined Bracers, Talisman. He will now get the heal scroll first. No invul, okay, seems very confident with this. No reinforced defenses. This could hurt Spiral a lot. Town portaling home. Is the AoE on point? We see the purges coming in. Stormbolt to deny the storm to make sure this burrow gets killed. And it will be. Spiral supply stuck hard now. Uh-oh, Stormbolt again.
He's got the Rune Bracers. He's got the Skull of Speed. He's fine. Purges coming in. There we go. Water Elemental is not that effective. Shaman almost out of mana now, though. And here the slow starts kicking in. Now the TC is in trouble. Has to go for that heal scroll last second. Oh my god. Needs a heal pot as well. But there was all of the MK's mana. So now the aggressive potential of this human army rather low. TC's almost level 3. He needs one more kill. Water Elemental would be good enough. Or perhaps a Chain Lightning. Now he can chase. Speed throw on cooldown. Look at his inventory. It's going to be ready in a moment's time. Would like to get some more footy kills over here. And the Stomp, that could be a good one right here. Boom. Hits them both. That's 2 more footy kills. HawK does decent damage, I guess. Gets the burrow. But at the end of the... Look like the best trade.
Sorry for the little hiccup here. Spiral almost losing a Shaman. The question is, can HawK now rush into higher up grade, higher upkeep? Or will he stay at 50 again? We see Control Magic to take over the Wolves. Levels are good, but the army for Spiral, not too much. Had to build 2 burrows that costs. Goes for the Beastery now that costs. And all of that doesn't go into army, really. He got the little invul potion, which is big.
Ironically. And the heal scroll is the next big one to go for. Oh, the Invis with the cloak is really nice right now. Keeping the Farseer safe. And that's the next heal scroll going to Spiral.
Again, his shop control. He really, like, he watches a lot of Back to Warcraft, but he also values the shop control as much as we do.
The player's forces are under attack.
Great to see.
And one of the win is amazing. Run in with a TC, Cyclone up the MK, then you can't get Stormbolted. Maybe you force some Dispels, but Dispels aren't that aplenty. Only 2 priests here with Adept.
So, the Wyvern are added now. Do we have enough Shaman with enough mana for the purges? Looks good so far. Archmage is super low. Needs the Brilliance Aura to work. And the Mountain King is still not level 3. And he won't get level 3 here, I think.
I'm surprised he's not giving solo experience over here.
No.
Uh-oh, AM in a dangerous position now. Purges could be dangerous, but he moves away quickly enough. The spell's coming against the Wolves. They're taken out right away, but the TC, he's the big boy.
Nice slow on him, though. And now he's getting feedback. Burns some mana. It's not too much about the damage here. It's all about getting rid of the mana. Lightning Shield again. Wanted the wind to prevent this cancel. Dispelled anyway. Reapplied. Oh, this could be big damage on these workers, but he's stunned again. HawK's control is insane here. Trying to get the Mountain King before level 3 would be big, but he has to retreat. TC2 hurt.
Really, really good play by HawK. Perfect militia call. Great dispels against the wand, against the Throw the Beast, against everything. And Spiral, yeah, he used that Throw the Speed, excuse me. He can't get out anymore. This could be dangerous for the TC. He's got the invul still. Lightning Shield dispelled one more time, but invul on the MK as well. That's the big invul. Oh man, Spiral. This seems to be falling apart right now.
The grunts are dying. The TC is dying. And we're getting close to a Russian Grand Final. Stormbolt on the Farseer. The MK is the super carry once again. How much value did the little dwarf had in this fight? First, defensively, to prevent all the stuns from... Was there one storm from the TC? I think one, right? But that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Usually we see
Really
3
good.
to 4 to 5. Yeah, this was insane fight by HawK.
Spiral's counter early expansion, that harass, that cancel did actually throw him back pretty far. And I feel like I see that too much. Orcs are not scouting for this run by enough. Like, you have wolves, you could even park a peon or a grunt somewhere. You should have vision of the opponent that could have perhaps been prevented, or at least been made very expensive for the human. But really good plays here by HawK. He is playing very, very well versus this Farseer style.
Yeah, I think it took him some time, but he always was one of the first to invent new solutions to new threats. Like, for example, when Lolite was implementing the Warden so much, HawK was the first to beat him in competition. He's just a pretty smart player when it comes to that.
Yeah, and it helps that he's playing on Netties. Don't know how much right now, but he has been playing pretty actively the last couple of weeks. And on Netties, it's all about the Farseer play right now. All about Farseer into TC. It is a little bit more variable on Netties. We do see a lot more Walker play there than from Spiral, usually. But he has a lot of practice against the Farseer, certainly.
So both players have joined the lobby. That means we have our next map up. It's once again Spiral's choice. It's a 2-0 for HawK. We need a reverse sweep, but in the Warcraft scene 2019, those are not too unlikely. We've seen them a couple of times. But yeah, the odds are heavily stacked against the underdog. HawK very convincingly taking out the maps that Spiral wants to play on. And now we go into maybe the final map. It's 3 match points for HawK, and we start the first match point on Echo Isles.
Looking a little bit scary for Spiral right now. This is oftentimes the point in time where some players, not all, but some, start to sway a little bit and start to move away from their standard strat. This, in this case, especially on Echo, could be Blade Master, but honestly, I'm not expecting it. Spiral in this matchup is all about that Farseer TC play. And I think we're going to be seeing it here again. And it wasn't looking that bad. I think he just needs to make sure he gets his expansion up a little bit better. This can certainly, absolutely work on Echo Isles. And the nice thing here is as well, only one shop, just like it is on Northern Isles. So if you claim those invols, if you claim those heal scrolls, that's going to be a big advantage in the mid game.
So, will it be a clean 3-0 from HawK coming from the lower bracket? He would challenge Happy again, like he did so many times. Always was drawing the shortest straw in that battle, but he seems on fire today. No flaws, really. I mean, the Mountain King kills maybe the biggest flaw in his game so far, but apart from that, he seems to be on top of his game. No question if he's in shape or not. Spiral, one of his last chances here in the upper left of Echo. HawK in the blue, in the upper right. Looking good so far for him.
Yeah, HawK's been looking pretty good this week. He was playing in Shook Cup as well, getting 3rd place there over Foggy. So he's been looking pretty good recently, certainly. And does he get the 3-0 here? Spiral. It would be a shame if it's a 3-0. Like, Spiral is way better than a 3-0 scoreline would suggest. And I think this is one of the better maps for him. Especially if we think about the expansion. Expansion nowadays, in the late game, in this matchup for Orc, seems to be a staple to go for. I'd like to see more speed scroll abuse as well. Like, it's always hard to judge, like, is this the right moment to go in aggressively? Will I be doing enough damage? Am I going to be too invested then to get out? Do I have a TP? If the TP is gone, how do I do it? Very many hard decisions to make, which is why only very few orcs can play on the very, very highest level. But Spiral, man, he's getting closer and closer to that level.
Yeah, his rise in 2019 was fantastic to witness. Just needs this little extra, this one thing that separates the good from the greats, and that is mostly due to more experience in competition like this. T2 Tech has started. Again, an arcane tower coming. And he's ready for that as well. HawK going for the mercenary camp. Could be punished if Spiral knows about it and decides to go for it. If not, then it's a great Shadow Priest, great addition for HawK.
You can't really do anything about the creep, but you can perhaps look for some peasant kills on the exit. And this is already 5 peasants invested here to creep this camp. You need that many. If you lose some now, this is gonna really go heavily into economy. Off. Spiral wakes up the creeps. Great move right there for a little bit more damage on the peasants. HawK invests heavily into the early game, wants to get the mercs, wants to get the experience, wants to get level 2. But this is gonna cost a lot of tech.
Oh yeah, this is really late. He's only at 100 lumber right now. The wolves are still chasing. How many kills can he get? The arcane tower is there to save him, and good micro. Oh, the wolf slips through, but the arcane is doing the damage, and so he can't get a follow-up kill with the wolf round number 1. But he will send them in again, and they are still hungry.
Now Farseer still with plenty of summons left over here. I like the Shadow Priest parked in the back, trying to protect his peasant friends. Coming out with a couple of abolishes here. That's him out of mana, though. Spiral doesn't want to get a grunt surrounded again. This made things quite a bit more difficult in the previous game.
Uh-oh, he's in a pretty bad spot right there. Has to send him through the other side. And HawK continues to creep. Very, very tanky Archmage, level 2.3. Couldn't deny any levels thus far. And the tech has started as well, but... We're in 345. Manageable, I guess, but Spiral's tech is almost done. And the wolves are in the base again. Or the...
Really good defense, though, by HawK. Like,
Yeah.
considering how exposed his peasants were, he has lost barely anything. And he makes sure he doesn't lose any more. Well done. Spiral is looking for openings, is looking for weakness.
It's just
but
a
HawK
hole.
is presenting barely anything.
Yeah. Just like on AZ, Iron Curtain is up. And no Chain Lightning yet. Good block.
Nice.
Can he finally kill that Shadow Priest?
Oh, wow. That's a sick block.
Yeah. Again, great blocks from European players, just as Chimiko has shown us all.
Aims
But
level 3, though.
he can't prevent level 3 indeed. But the shop and another kill of a worker.
It's only 1 peasant, though. Should be fine. He still has plenty on lumber. And that's a super fast level 3 AM with a ton of mana. How many footies does he have? 5. This could be a good old romantic dive into the main.
Yeah, he has to prevent the kills on the burrows. He cannot allow this. Then he can't get Shaman out. He can't get Wyvern out. He will lack everything if he loses a burrow here. And giving HawK so much time to catch up in tech.
4 grunts for the defense. Is that good enough? Oh my god, this AM is so much mana. This is gonna be so many elementals, dude.
He needs to block. Like, the footmen are coming in now. That's maybe a little late.
What do you think, Neo? Aura first?
Come on. Don't get me started.
A player's forces are under
Okay, so Spiral holds this nicely as well. But he can't give up too much experience here. The TC needs these ogres. Doesn't get it.
Oh, nice stomp. That's a good one. Hits 3 footies right there. That's at least 1 easy kill. Oh, not that easy, but the Farseer gets it with his lightning ball. So, I guess after all this, these level 2 elementals not too scary just yet, but they are doing one very good thing that is slowing down the creeping. As we like to point out over and over, this TC relies heavily on levels, and MK will be coming out a lot later, but with the aggressive play here, MK won't fall too far behind in experience.
Yeah, there's not too much left on HawK's side of the base, but I think Spiral will play this a little like less aggressive and focus on the left-hand side of Echo, so this opens up the middle just like that for HawK. Claims the marketplace, can maybe with all the footman damage go to the south as well. Spiral is busy elsewhere, and map control for HawK.
I like the Wolf Scouts here. Looking for the human, he knows what's up. Wants to get the level 2 Farseer at least, I guess. Not solo creeping the TC here just yet. What's the item?
Can't click on it as well.
Talisman. It's actually pretty good for the TC. He is gonna need some survivability.
A player's forces are under attack.
Didn't help him too much on Northern Isles, and here we go again. This time, there's no grunts at home. A lot of peasants. Can they prevent the footmen from attacking? He got a lot of repair peons here, and his army is coming in as well. The storm could be brutal.
Oh,
Hits
nice.
3. How many kills? Chain lightning helps. 1, 2 kills guaranteed. Get all 3 of them. With purges, yes. Triple kill for the German. Rises up to level 2.
Interesting choice here by HawK. He had the MK out, but he doesn't fall back to creep. He's just all aggressive. It looks like he just, by all means, wants to prevent this expansion.
It works really well so far. But for how much longer? He lost a lot of potential in the upper encounter there. There's still a couple of storms.
The shaman numbers are looking pretty good right now. HawK's strongest asset, the water elementals.
Nice snipe. Creeps in favor of HawK once again. Can he get this last hit now?
Oh, he got it!
My God, HawK!
Lol. That was pretty sick, man. He's basically level 4 with that. He's looking so good. He's looking so confident as well.
Feels like everything he does is working out. It's so strong what HawK is.
When he claims the shop, does he have the resources? He wants that heal scroll, and he'll get it. No invul though. TC with a lightning shield. The storm, that's a lot of damage. HawK, will he have to TP out of this? This would be a waste of a heal scroll, honestly. Or would it?
Still not, no mana for the TC. He's being sniped. There's still good damage. He needs to use this invul soon. The Mountain King is about to die as well. Not using the heal scroll. TC not forced into the invul as well. Again, the Mountain King progress has stopped and Spiral is smashing this fight.
Yeah. This looked really, really good. Now we can go for the expansion. He can get the next heal scroll if he wants. And HawK looking very confident, perhaps a bit of overconfidence. These raiders are changing a lot. They pinned down the MK, now they can look for more kills in the chase down. Raiders and also oftentimes ORC plays great from ahead. And it looks like Spiral's a little bit ahead right now.
Level 3 for the Farseer. It's big damage. Added to this army. Mountain King is back now. Only level 1. Was the right choice to let him die. Hand some experience over to Spiral. But that was a lot of control for the Orc right here. And this might be even level 3 for him.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
And this Farseer, man, he was level 1 versus level 3 AM. He recovered so nicely. Doesn't give up that last hit. And that is level 3 TC now.
50 supply as well. Expo at 1/3. Wyvern added to the mix. Okay, little mistake with the peons here, but that should be fine.
Spiral did overextend without speed scrolls a little bit earlier. He doesn't want to make that mistake again. He's going to be falling back, and with the aura, might be fast enough to run out of the slows, but here comes the MK again. And one raider is going to be lost.
He's re-engaging into this. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. Aims for the casters, but the TC is out of the fight for a long time. Can't really reach because he's slowed once again. Purges coming in. This Stomp was decent-ish, I guess, but the Farseer is in... Could be in trouble here. Mountain King is reaching. Stormbolt. Oh, very confident in his dodges.
Spiral Lee saves everything on the way out, but nothing was really connecting once the MK came back in, and the Orc expansion is going to be cancelled. Takes 2.5 minutes, one of the longest in the game. Well, the longest, when you consider power build. And he's trying to come to save it. Can he do it? Speed scroll, very aggressive usage. This is a big play right now.
But he can't get the Storm. He goes for the Lightning Shield, but not on the damage dealers. Really. Chain Lightning coming in. TP out by HawK. How many exit kills? He needs this Priest. Yep, okay, so 2. But still a good push for HawK, who sets up an expansion in the meantime.
Oh, that's a smart play. That was an expensive trade, though, for HawK. Like, TP plus 2 Priest. And when you play against Orc with Purge, you always want to have a TP.
Breaker numbers are rising. 4 already. Mountain King still not 3. Still the liability for the human.
TC does have the mana pot. Farseer is soaking up experience here at the camp. I don't really like that. His wolves really won't be doing much. Crystal ball. He scans. I don't know where.
Expo maybe? No. Main? Can't see it really.
Ah, he scanned at the Merc camp.
A player's forces are under attack.
But the numbers are rising. More breakers, more Sorks. And this Shaman Grunt play is really strong early on tier 2 with the purges and everything. But it really, really does not deal well with slow.
No. And not with breakers as well. No AoE, Dispel, the breakers burn some mana. The more breakers, the better the game is for HawK. But he's playing this a little risky as well. The only consumable he has is the heal scroll. No invul, no TP. And there's quite some damage in Spiral's army here. But I guess this is shop control for the Russian now. Yep, TP to be safe. Wolf scouts it again. And Expo's up.
Not for Spiral though. HawK could still get the cancel. Spiral is not going down to defend. He's just too hurt. He needs heal salves first.
Now, he saw HawK coming, but there's nothing he can do against this. Not in time. And again, it's like 5 minutes bought for HawK now.
Oh, that's a rough spot. That's a very rough spot. Spiral basically has to go all in now. I'm not sure if he knows about HawK's expansion, but if he does, there's no choice anymore. It's too late to counter-expand now.
Yeah, I think the wolves were intercepted, right? So he couldn't confirm the expo?
I'm not sure. Perhaps.
Is Kodos the answer to the breakers?
It's gonna help with at least one breaker, plus of course damage on everything. Answer to the breakers has to be either many grunts with good upgrades, or ignore them, speed scroll past, and kill stuff behind. But we have no speed scroll on Spiral.
Again. He was close to making it to the end game Gear Masters, but one step before the final, he was eliminated as well. Could be the same fate, but we have an Invis potion again. It didn't really work too well on Amazonia. Is this the play of the game now, though?
Can you perhaps bait HawK in somehow so that the backline stacks up and then a nice Lightning Shield Stomp combo? I think that's the big play he has to try to go for.
Yeah. Both players
some free
breaking
kills
up.
here on the Sorks with ensnares.
Let them slip. Okay, purchase now, but that's mana gone. Lightning Shield on the TC, exposes the TC once again, right? Oh.
Oh, that stomp though!
Ouch!
That's a crazy one in the back!
He needs a follow-up, can't reach for the chain lightning, so that was damage done, but really not too crazy. Goes for the stun again. Lightning Shield this time not used, and he can't connect with the chain lightning. Now, finally, but the TC is already down to 50%, and the Faster finds himself in trouble. Invo potion on him, but no way out, no TP. Or going for the hero, though! Chain lightning kill again! No Archmage anymore. Heal scroll saves the TC. Can he get out somehow? Oh, White of Mana stealing stop before the storm ball, but it's not enough. Needs this kill now, but another Invo potion. HawK going crazy, gets the double kill.
Level 4 MK now. Now he's got the big clap as well, and that's it. GG. Spiral does not get the win here, but he did make it close. 3-0 is too one-sided than this series really deserved. Attempt by the German orc, but at the end of the day, it is HawK's experience prevailing and making it to the grand final.
Yeah, this 3-0 really doesn't do justice to Spiral. But this was one of the strongest HawKs I've seen in a long time.
Yes. Absolutely. Looking rock solid, looking bulletproof for many of Spiral's tries, showing only very, very few flaws, and seems to have exactly the right idea of what to do in what situation. Very impressive. Really, really good.
This is really good now, man. The grand final. I mean, we will send a Russian to China. That's pretty common nowadays in the scene, but Happy was struggling against Thorazane. Earlier today, it was a 3-2. There were cracks on the shield. HawK is playing a lot different than Thorazane. Is he prepared for him as well? Usually he is, But maybe this is HawK's day. Again, an underdog story in the grand final, as oftentimes when the opponent is happy. But with HawK in this shape, there might be a surprise coming in.
Yeah, this is going to be cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. Coming up next, of course, HawK needs a bit of a break. But after that, it's time for our final.
Absolutely.